here in Los Angeles. And it is Wednesday, December 4th, AD 2024. And we're going to have a fun The Hake Report show. What in the world? I hope that you do join me. I forgot to play that cute little black girl going crazy at the, I guess it was at a Walmart. Did you end up playing that, Anchor Baby? I didn't catch your whole show. I caught a lot of it, but
I played. Yeah, I used it as proof why the slavery stuff. Like, you can't use that today as an argument.
That's
look
funny,
at this
man.
mess. The only bit of it. I want to see it on your show.
Okay, nice. There's this cute little black girl with cute little braids going crazy in a Walmart. So I want to cover that, guys. Shout out to Anchor Baby. Catch his show 4 p.m. Joel Friday. Today and tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Men's Forum, guys. Men's Forums are a highlight of the month. I do recommend you checking them out. People are commenting on my shirt. Nice to see Hake wearing the real shape of the earth. A ball. A ball. What's up, D. Thomas? Nice to see you in the chat. I have no idea why Hake in company fears me so much. I'm just a guy in chat. You're a guy? I thought you were a girl. D. Okay. I thought it was a gal. Not a girl, a lady, a woman. But you, regardless, welcome, everybody. I'm live on Rumble, I do believe. What's up, Rumble crew? Hello, T Flying Monkey 45. That's a little bit better than saying the other word, right? Probably. I want. What's up, Facebook crew? What's up to the? Oh, I forgot to turn on the punchy thing. Let's see. I have to log out, log back in. Did you know that I'm live usually on punchy.tv? So that's nice, right? And I can. I'm gonna turn on the the Hake Punchy server so that I'm live on Punchy. Start now. It's starting. It's starting. But, if you like my t-shirt, you can get yours by going to thehakereport.com and get it. Okay? It's an updated version of the Obvious Globe t-shirt. So if you like the old version, go to the Teespring, the Hake Report Spring. And if you like the this updated version, go to hake.printify.me. Check it out. And so I should be streaming now. Let's see. On Punchy, it should kick on, I think. Let's see. Complicated business, folks. Hang on. Go here. It's not important. Most people are not on Punchy anxiously waiting, right? It looks like it should be going, though. We've had problems here. No. Oh, yeah. I think it's starting to... It's going to kick on. I can feel it. Oh, yeah. There we go. What's up, guys? So punchy.tv/Hake. /Hake. FYI. Because you never know with YouTube, you know? People, they want me banned from YouTube. Who's they? Some of the snakes. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Hake the computer wizard. What a mess, huh? I'm live on X, by the way. Not that anybody watches there. I will get to your calls. Some of you guys already on hold. Your super chats, I do believe I did see some that came in. Oh, no, I was mistaken. But, oh, yes, they did, actually. Oh, my bag. Lin Yin Chin. I know it's my bad, but I say my bag as a hat tip, I guess, to JLP, because nobody else thinks it's my bag. But if you look on the internet, there is a legitimate little debate going. And we're on the losing side. I like the underdogs. So, look at the beautiful... Going down the ski lift, the beautiful Mount Baldy Mountains. So nice. it's Christmas time. I'm excited about the Christmas music and getting to this stuff. So anyway, guys, hopefully, have to unmute some of these things before we get going. Let's just get right on with the show.
Have you been naughty or nice?
It's the Hake Report, the Hake Report. La la la. It's the Hake Report, the Hake Report. La la la. It's the Hake Report.
Above the clouds.
La la la.
Obvious glow sun.
It's the Hake Report, the Hake Report. La la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. So you can go to thehakereport.com and get your t-shirts. And this is the Comfort Colors t-shirt. It's so cool. Check this out. Here, if we go, beautiful Mount Baldy, sunset. What day is that? 23rd, Christmas Adam, 2023. Christmas Adam is the day before Christmas Eve, in case you don't know. So you go to thehakereport.com and you go to hake.printify.me, if you so please. Shop Hake, the Printify store. And this is Comfort Colors 1717. It's like this soft washed thing. Look at that. Comfort Colors 1717 t-shirt. And so it says the obvious globe, soy jack. Hake mimics the soy jack pointing meme in front of the beautiful Santa Monica beach horizon with the text obvious globe at the bottom and the Hake Report logo beside it. A fun design bringing flat earthers and baltards together. This might be Hake's favorite t-shirt, t-shirt style and material, that is, and fit. The Comfort Colors 1717. And they call it garment dyed t-shirt. 100% ring spun cotton. Very nice. Soft washed, garment dyed. Extra coziness to your wardrobe. And cozy is a good word for it. It's a cozy t-shirt. This is a medium, and it's not a overly snug fit. Obviously, if you're a different size from Hake, you might want a large or a small, depending on whether you're a guy or a gal, or a small guy or a small gal, or a big guy or a big gal. And shout out to the big guys and the big gals, and the small guys and the small gals, and us normal people as well. Very nice. I'm pointing to the horizon. It's so obvious, this globe. I don't get why you don't see it, but I suppose it's kind of like the blacks don't see things sometimes, and, you know, per capita and things like that. Whatever. So let's get back to the show, shall we? Hayden in Texas is on the line over here, I do believe. Hang on, let me just make sure that this is not cranked too high. Hayden, thank you for calling and holding, man. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, Hake?
Going well. How are you?
Doing good. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'm calling back in because I have my source from yesterday.
Oh, cool.
About our conversation with Trump's cabinet picks. And
oh, yeah, because you said that Tom Homan and who else? Oh, yeah, Stephen Miller are white nationalists.
Yeah, well, they're tied to Project 2025 as well.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, all right. And so is the source about Project 2025 or so-called white nationalism?
Mostly about Project 25.
Okay.
Do you want to know the source?
Sure, if it's like a public mainstream source, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a news, U.S. News published it, and it's called "The Trump Administration Picks with Ties to Project 25."
Oh, okay. U.S. News and World Reports or whatever. Yeah. I've heard of them. They're pretty.
Yeah,
they're pretty mainstream.
Yeah, they are. It's essentially like I feel like they're on the same level as like Newsmax and stuff.
Oh, I think of them as being liberal though. U.S.
Yeah. They're like the liberal version of Newsmax.
Right. That's true. Yep. Tom
But yeah,
Homan. And who's the
Go
other guy?
ahead.
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller. I may have been wrong about him being a part of Project 25. But
Okay.
There's more than three. Trump picks that are a part of Project 25. So that's a good sign, actually.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. And what in your mind is Project 2025? Because nobody who's called into my show has ever really defined it, and I've not really looked into it, but I just know that the government bureaucrats are filled with a bunch of people who are anti-Trump and liberal, Democrats, liberals. And so Project 2025, one of the things was they wanted to address that, fire some of those people and bring in people who actually agree with the president, who would actually enact his policies rather than try to undermine his policies.
That's essentially what I've read as well.
Okay.
It's basically an ultra-right pro-Trump plan, to get. It's basically going after the deep state, essentially.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And you call it ultra-right, but I think of it as just normie, somewhat conservative.
Well, I believe those words ultra-right is within the text.
Oh, really? Okay.
The book is so thick, I believe it's like 900 some pages.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So, I mean,
It's almost as big as Obamacare.
Yeah.
1,000 pages or however many.
You're right. You're right about that. But yeah, hey, I just wanted to hop on here and give you my source. I didn't want you to think I didn't have non-existent sources like your brown colors your brown collars do.
Oh no, don't worry about what I may think. I wasn't thinking that at all.
Well, yeah, and when I mean non-existent, I mean they just make up everything they say.
Yeah.
It's all junk, anyways. But yeah, I just want you to know I'm telling you the truth and not leading anyone astray. That's all.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate your follow-up on that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Take care, Hayden.
Thank you for taking my call, Hake.
Okay, cool. Bye. What's up, Bethany? Over in the Facebook crew. The faithful people. Shout out. Okay, I wanted to show you guys this little story. It's amusing to me, funny, cute. Not cute, and yet cute. Okay, so let me find this over on X. Did I retweet it? I wonder if I did. No, I definitely know that I sent it to me via DMs. This is important. Oh, is it here? No. Okay, no. Oh yeah, I was confused by the T Swift thing. Taylor Swift, she's the first person to write a 10-minute song. Nobody can do that except for her. Okay, but this is not Taylor Swift, but it's another young queen or princess. This is from Breaking 911. Don't touch her. Don't yell at her. She could be the next president. Hopefully there's no cussing. I don't think that there is, but hopefully not. Check this out. This little girl. Whoa. Woo. Stomping on stuff at the grocery store. The grocery store section, I guess, of Walmart. Whoa, throwing stuff down in the meat section or produce section. Walking through, see shopping carts, kicking, oh, it is a Walmart. Bringing stuff down off the shelves. Maybe her braids are too tight. Whoa! Whoa! Black dude, stop it. Oh my gosh, he tried to do it again. Look at this. Stomping on the meat, I guess. Throwing the produce down. I don't like melon. I don't know what those things are, cookies. Stop it. Cute little girl, 7, 8, 9 years old or less. Grumpy, throwing a fit, a temper tantrum. But she's not cussing. She picked up a bottle of Martinelli's or... No, that's not Martinelli's. Wine. Wait, what did she say? Don't touch that little girl? Y'all don't know what she's going through? A black guy came in to kind of handle her, but he didn't really handle her well. Wearing her pink long sleeve t-shirt skirt thing with her pink tights and white tennis shoes. Isn't she cute? I mean, what she's doing is, I guess it's not exactly cute. Let's listen a little bit more closely so we can hear what they're saying, hopefully. Did the audio cut out? Oh no, the horror. Let me refresh. The audio is up, but no, suddenly the audio went out. Hang on, guys. Nick, I may need your help on this. Oh, you guys got spared by the audio turning off. Did I mute it? Am I just a boomer that I muted it? I can't see. Hold on. Complicated business. Page 7. Let's see. All of a sudden, this thing went out. The audio went out on this.
On this laptop?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Totally gone, right?
Yeah, it's not even registering anything. Should I just refresh? Oh, there we go. I must have done something. I must have hit mute on accident. Yeah, but I don't touch anything there. So I must have hit mute somewhere over here. Oh, there's a corner. Somehow. Woo. What's that? I just hit the mute button again. Wow. Thank you, Anchor Baby. Much obliged. Don't yell at her. You don't know what she's been through. Don't touch her. Wait, why are they saying don't touch her? I mean, I guess the employees are not supposed to touch her. Because nowadays you can't touch customers because that's assault. So where's the mother to touch her? I think that the employees should have a carte blanche to grab her. That's all because of evil, frivolous lawsuits. Look, I like how blacks kind of know to mind their own business on some level, though. Shout out to the blacks. Sometimes they just know to mind their own business. Baby, somebody's...
Don't report her. That doesn't matter. You don't know what. Don't y'all do that to a girl.
Now, kids, I'm laughing. Kids, I'm laughing, but don't do this. It's not actually... Don't try to be cute. You don't want to try to be cute, kids. Just because I'm saying it's cute, and it is, it's funny, doesn't mean that it's the laws in most states would allow her to be restrained. Yeah, but then the lawsuits are going to be like nitpicking. Oh, they touched her in a place where he shouldn't, or something like that, you know? What a mess. Parents better pay for that, says Chris. Oh, no, they're not. That's a good question, though. What a mess. So shout out to this beautiful little girl, and shout out to the kids. Don't do that, kids. It's not right. It's not right. Whether it's cute or not is not the point. Because then when you try to be cute, she's not necessarily trying to be cute. She's just in her own hell, little world. Baby. Don't report her. You don't know what she's been through. Wow, she just tossed that wine bottle and just... That's got to be some satanic satisfaction to see that break. You know how people break stuff? Did they literally say she could be the next president? I don't know what this is from. I don't know when this was, where this was. Supposedly Walmart in America, supposedly according to Concerned Citizen. Did they really say she could be the next president? I didn't hear But I wasn't listening that closely. And I'm not that interested because these people, these blacks, they say cockamamie things, especially the gals. Hake just gave her 10 views. Oh, I was thinking about this girl on my little walk yesterday. I almost called it a jog. But I don't hear. Imagine she grows up and this was me. I just hear you don't know what you've been through.
Don't report her. That customer name. You don't know what.
Sorry, guys. Not sorry, but bear with me. Bear with me. If Hake music was a child, says Zazen. You know, that's the hell at home. I never thought of doing that. I had little fits at times, but not that level. That's destruction of property and vandalism, says Jamie. Yeah, true. She's going through hell at home thinking she can act like that, says Megan. That's true. People like to record each other doing bad things. Oh, is that what it's saying? Don't record her. Oh, I thought they were saying don't report me. Don't report her. You still have little fits, Hake. Indeed. Yeah. Yes, we don't have the whole context. We love the little black kids and the not so little black kids and the overgrown black kids who act erratic. And we love Hake, who has little fits, too, if we love anybody. So relax. But that's why, another reason why prices are rising, because of the destruction. Yeah, you can blame the Fed and stuff like that, and blah, blah, blah. But that's the real crime. Send her parents to jail. Mother, probably, right? What a mess. God has the whole context. There you go. You ain't God. Indeed. That's true. So, beautiful girl with ugliness oppressing her soul. What a mess. Buff is a first-time caller out of Pittsburgh, PA. Buff, am I saying your name correctly? Is it Buff or?
Yeah, B-U-F-F.
Okay.
B-U-F-F.
Okay, nice. Thanks for calling, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. I don't know how this works. I can hear you talking about that little girl, because I was just listening to that one this morning.
Nice.
Too, also.
Right on.
Yeah, if you put your hands on her, you're wrong.
I know.
Yeah.
What a mess. You can't stop anybody from doing anything.
Yeah, my mother used to say, when I was a kid, all adults were allowed to put their hands on you. You acted up.
Right. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So that's a problem in society.
Yep.
You act like that, they put their hands on you. Didn't have to, they put their hands on you. Your mother really put her hands on you.
Right.
Yeah, I was laughing at that.
Can you back off your
plane.
phone or something? You're coming in really rough. Just back off just a touch.
Back off?
Yeah, like I don't know if you're on. I don't think you're on speakerphone.
I'm on a cell phone.
Okay,
No.
yeah, just go for it. We'll go. We'll work with it. You sound like Rick.
All right.
Go ahead.
Does this sound better?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like that incident on the plane with that lady. I don't know if Jesse's is like to bait people on.
Oh, you're
I don't
referring to
know.
this. You're referring to this incident in which a white lady,
Uh-huh.
a ladylike looking white lady, had a so-called racist rant on
Yeah.
on the bus or the
I'm
the
sorry.
tram.
She's wrong.
She's wrong.
Yeah. But you start off giving a double finger.
Yeah, I did see that. That was...
No one commented on that. And I was like, wait a minute.
We're assuming that it was a double finger because they censored it, so we don't know actually what she did.
That was a double. We all know what that is.
Let me play it. Let me play it so that people know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So hold on. Bring it over. Oops, wrong thing. I grabbed the wrong window. Okay, so this is from KTLA 5. Derek produced this on the for the Jesse Lee Peterson show, this clip. So let me turn it down a little bit. And here's a maybe 2-minute clip.
Your family is from India. You have no respect. You have no rules. You think you can push everyone, push. That's what you think you are.
It's the latest racist rant gone viral. An unhinged woman unleashing a repugnant tirade on a father and his young family.
Repugnant.
That made me laugh too, man. Repugnant. When I was driving in on this today, I was listening to the news radio, and they were saying a vile and racist rant or something like that. Vile and racist. We didn't hear her say one bad thing. She was just being confrontational.
Well, she's going to go back to his country. That's kind of, I think that's racist.
Nah, that's not racist. That's just because they're from a different. They're kind of from a different country, you know. So I mean, they have the indications of a different culture.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me play a little bit more.
You guys are crazy.
You guys are crazy.
People are crazy. You told me to have some more curry, right?
At the time, I remember my hands were shaking. I was so upset, but also just floored.
Pervez Tafik recorded the incident last week.
Not used to hearing white people say their mind.
On board a United Airlines shuttle bus at LAX following a trip to Mexico. He says the woman in the video was on their flight and at one point began asking their 11-year-old son whether he was from India. Later, on the bus, Tafik says the situation escalated.
She looked at our sons, the two younger ones, which are 4 and 8, and basically started saying, "Shut up," to them. Just shut up. And so, needless to say, that really made me snap. And I said, listen, you can't talk to my sons that way.
That's when he began filming the ugly incident.
You're racist towards me. I'm American.
So are we.
You're not American.
We're American because I was born here. She was naturalized. Our sons are American. We're proud of our country.
Tafik, a renowned photographer, says he and his family have never been treated this way. He believes the woman was drunk during and after the flight. He also says he's bothered by the fact that only one bystander spoke up for his family before United employees arrived and asked the woman to get off the bus.
Please take her off the bus. Get off the bus.
Shut up.
Get off the bus, racist.
So the takeaway for us definitively
get off the bus, racist.
See something, say something, stop it, try to stop it. Do your best because you could be next, and you want everyone to be in your corner, right, when it happens.
That's not the worst thing that can happen to you, man. Anyway, so what's your take on this?
Well, yeah, but you look at it. Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
You ever heard these stories when you go near a mother bear's kids? What happens?
They
messes you up pretty badly.
Yeah, she gets protective. But this is not a mother bear. This is Papa Bear acting like Mama Bear.
Yeah, but like Jesse said, he was shaking. Why he shaking? He was shaking because he wanted to hit her. That's frustration. That's he wasn't because he was scared. He's frustrated like, if I just want to jack, but he knows once he hits her, it's all wrong.
How do you know that he wants to hit her? I have sometimes shaken. Sometimes I'll shake
when he said he was shaking, sometimes the people push you, especially women.
Right.
They'll push you, and you know once you put your hands on them, you're done.
Right, yeah.
But that's why he's shaking.
No, you don't know that, man, because he could be shaking.
I know as a man. I'm not judging from man's point
No,
of
but
view.
I'm a man too, and sometimes I've been like a little bit shaking, trembling because it's a confrontational situation. It's not because I want it. I have no inclination to hit the person. It's it's fear, anger, and nervousness.
Oh, no. But sometimes, it's not always fear. Sometimes it's like you're frustrated.
Right.
Because she done pushed his buttons. Because, well, if you had kids and a wife, and someone did that in front of your kids and wife, talk you that way, I guarantee you'd be like, I just want to hit this. I'll just put my hands on them.
I don't trust your guarantee. Situation. That's not a good guarantee, man. Just because.
No, it's not. I would never. I'm a martial artist. I would never do it. I'd really be up a tree if I did it.
No, but
I'd be.
Are you black or white or Hispanic?
I'm black.
Okay.
I'm black.
That's funny that you go to violence.
No. I don't go to violence. I'm a martial artist.
But
I have no how to control my violence. But I can understand.
Yeah.
But women are a whole different league.
Right.
Women will put you there, make you lose your religion.
Yeah.
they push you because she knows it. That's the thing with you, man. She knows if he hits me, I got him.
Right. But that's not necessarily true. I mean, you might be. That's an interesting statement that you're bringing up. I hadn't considered this angle. Look at her.
I guarantee you, if it had been a black guy and he had a big black wife, a big mama type, she wouldn't have been talking that stuff. She wouldn't have been. I have a boss like that. I work in the passport office, and she's time with foreigners and stuff. She talks so mean to them, but she don't mess with them black women. She knows.
Because the black women are like, yeah, because they're better at bringing out their hell. They're more practiced at being hellish.
Oh, yeah. They want a white woman to say something wrong.
Yeah, they wish you would. I know, huh? Terrible.
They look for any excuse. But you breathe wrong, a black woman's going to jump. Well, you're, oh, my God.
But the boys,
all the time.
But I think, did they say the boy's 11 years old? That's not a small kid. I mean, granted, sometimes Indian kids or whoever.
Kid, though.
But that.
Now you're
11 years old. You've been cussing with your friends for 2 years at least. Maybe not you personally. You may not have been cussing, but you've been around people cussing and confrontational stuff.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, because fourth graders are vulgar and confrontational with each other.
Still, as a man, you don't like to see your kids be yelled at by a stranger.
I don't know, man. He's not wrong for telling the woman not to talk to his kids like that, but he started getting into a fight with her. He got excited over her being kind of racist.
No, he didn't lose it.
Yeah.
Listen to dude, like I deal with it, I just don't say a word back.
Right.
I sit there with a little smile on my face. Now, usually scares people.
Yeah,
you just smile and act like nothing. But then I'm a trained martial artist. I know how to do that.
Nice.
But your average person doesn't know how to handle those situations.
True. Understandable.
You know? For me, it's no big deal. I just know I can jack them up.
But where's but where's the understanding for the white woman? There's no understanding for her.
Nah, there was no need to even talk to those people that way. She was out of line, and she knows the media is going to show up and turn it. And then once the media gets there, it's a MAGA. All of a sudden, he's a MAGA. It's all Trump's fault. All the great white hope's fault.
Oh, I know, yeah.
All you MAGA people. That's what they're trying to turn it into.
Yeah, totally.
They'll blame Trump somehow or another.
Yeah, people got to mind their own business. This was a little conflict between her and him and their family and the United Airline employees.
Yeah, maybe he should have, as soon as she started, got up, walked up to that's what he should have did. Said something to whoever the bus driver and said, "Look, I have a problem back here."
Yeah.
And then they don't even sit there. Technically, that's what you should do. But
right.
Most people have their pride; they don't want to do it. But technically, he's supposed to get up, walk up, and say, "Look, this lady's really half for me and my family."
Right.
And then let them deal with it. You know. Because but that's on the thing when the white guy hit the black guy that punched the white guy on the bus. Did you remember that one?
Oh, was that on JLP today on the train?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that one. I missed that one.
Oh, yeah, it was something. It's so funny. I had to see, I don't know if you notice I'm black and I kind of use full sentences.
Right.
So a lot of younger black people don't like me. They come my Uncle Tom sell out, you know.
Yeah.
And so I get on the bus one day, me and my friend, he was white, and we sat in the back, and the guy was like, the black guy, bigger than me, he's like, "It's so hot back here. Why there a few cuss words? You want to sit back here. You need to move up front."
Wow. What a mess.
So my friend, he's sitting there in fear.
Uh-huh.
I just sat there smiling. I didn't say a word. And he said something else. He smiled. I just sat there, smiled, looked at him in the eyes, just smiled. Then he finally slid over and just shut up.
Nice.
That's the best way to handle it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, because people will leave you alone if you just don't feed into their energy.
Yeah.
If you
Yep,
feed
but
into it.
The exact word. Everything is energy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I have a job. I deal with the public, so I'm used to dealing with energy of people yelling at me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's
Work
it.
with the public is no fun.
That's a
especially
good
nowadays.
skill. It's a good skill to have, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what it is. It's you know, I try to tell people. People ask me, "How did you not get mad?" And I mean, they were discussing the N word today,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been called it by the black people out of
Right.
anger.
Yeah, yeah.
I just sit there and smile. So this white guy said it to me a few times, and these people on the board,
Right.
even the white people, are like, "Why do you sit here and just ignore him?" I said, "Because it doesn't really bother me. The word has as much power on me
Yeah.
as I allow it to have."
Exactly.
And so you can call me N-word all you want. I don't care if you're white. Now you want to get violent. Now we got a problem.
Yeah.
But tell Jesse and him, between him and that Peterson, y'all don't get me killed in the black bar because they hate me. Because I quote you guys all the time.
Well, be judicious. Be wise, as you know. Be wise and be alert.
There's no worse than telling a black woman, you know you're of the devil. You know that. That's what I heard. The devil got you on you, all the devil. And
Yeah.
oh, man, that line from Jesse gets them really mad.
True, because it hits home. Well, thank you, Buff. Call me again, man. It's good to hear from you.
No, it's fun talking to you. You sound just as cool on the phone as you do on the TV.
Thanks, man. Take
All
care.
right, man. Nice talking to you. Thanks for taking the time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Manuel in Fresno is on the line over here. Manuel, thanks for calling and holding there, man. What's up?
How you doing, Hank?
Doing well. How about you?
Doing well.
Cool.
Did Joe say that there was no black people allowed to go to national parks?
I don't know. I think that he was saying something about going to state parks. I don't know about national parks, but state parks, there was some discrimination there, supposedly, maybe. I didn't really get it clear from him, or I didn't comprehend his message completely.
Yeah, all right. I'll leave it at that. I
Okay.
did some research on that. So
Okay. What did you find? In short.
I'll wait.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I'll let him set himself up on that.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. I'll call back another day then.
All right. Sounds good. Appreciate you, Manuel in California. Take care. Bye. Joe in Phoenix, Arizona is on the line, actually. What's up, Joe in Phoenix? How you doing?
Wow, good grief. Caller. We were talking pre-civil rights bill, not present day, if that's what you're trying to say.
And so before the so-called civil rights bill, blacks were not allowed in national parks or state parks or something?
There are countless examples, James, of black people being discriminated against in state parks, national parks, being limited access. Countless examples of that, yes.
So they were limited access. So there were blacks who were allowed in, but many examples of them not being allowed in.
Not being allowed in or not being allowed full access. Plenty of examples, absolutely.
Why would that be?
I mean, why would that be? That's what racism is, James. Racism never makes much sense.
What? No. Yes, it does.
Makes no sense at all.
Yes, huh?
It's amazing how stupid some of your callers are. Either clean out your ears or try to get an education, for God's sakes. My goodness.
Why are you looking down on these, on stupid callers? What the heck?
Because they're stupid.
But why? But that's not a reason to look down on them.
Speaking of which, Hayden, he keeps bringing up Stephen Miller. I think he's trying to say that's an example of a far-right moron who's successful.
My sixth favorite Jew, by the way.
Exactly. He's Jewish, so by Hayden's hateful ideology, he's hated already just for being Jewish. Second of all,
no
interview with CNN. Absolutely.
All whites have their favorite Jews.
That's not true at all, James.
Yeah, huh? And our favorite blacks.
Stephen Miller repudiated racism. He said himself, I reject all forms of racism, and he claims he's not a racist. So try again, Hayden. He's not your guy.
Oh, you don't know that.
That's just telling you what he said in an interview with CNN.
That's just talk.
Okay, sure. All right. Now, James, you said yesterday you were amazed that someone, Jim, heard your show and thought you were racist.
Oh, yeah. Somebody at some gym. Yeah, that's right. Over in Texas.
You're a person who, by his own admission, doesn't know history and led a very sheltered life growing up, correct?
Right. Sheltered in terms of morals.
And not very many instances of having. You had some diverse friends, you said, but not many, correct?
No, I had all Asian and Hispanic friends, and then like a few blacks. Hispanics and I grew up amongst Hispanics and Asians, and then there were like a handful of blacks.
Okay, but you didn't travel very much. You weren't exposed to different cultures with different ways of life, correct?
No, I traveled a bit. I went to Chinatown, went to Germany, went to
Germany, really?
Yep, went to England. Those are different cultures and ways of life.
I guess.
But anyway, what's your point?
My point is, James,
Yeah.
is that you don't have much experience with how other people experience life.
Sure I do.
So when you say things like, you know, the blacks this or the blacks that, and then you make jokes that, you know, based on skin color and, oh, well, we know how the blacks are and crime this and crime that.
Right.
People who don't know you or listen to you on the regular are going to say, oh, my God, this guy's a racist. Because he doesn't understand things.
Maybe they don't understand things.
They don't understand you. I mean...
They're sheltered. They're sheltered from, like, the truth about blacks and stuff.
Yeah. The reason why I continue to call you is I do sense some good in you. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
That's why I don't want to give up on you.
So why are people assuming that it's racist just because I say something true or funny or joking around or being open about race mess?
Well, funny is subjective, and you're very rarely true, James. Especially when it comes to, quote-unquote, the blacks.
You never named one thing untrue that I've said about the blacks.
I absolutely have. I'll say it right now.
Okay.
The black crime can be out of control. It's not the black crime, James.
But that's just your opinion on how I'm wording it. That's not an untrue statement.
It is an untrue statement because this crime is not black crime.
That's not an untrue statement. People. That's you're being picky about my wording, but the statement is true.
James.
You didn't see. This is why I say that you can't say anything that I say is false because you take issue with the wording. When I stand 100% by the wording, everybody knows what I mean when I'm talking about the words.
Everybody knows.
Yeah. Why do you have that issue with me saying black crime?
Because crime's this crime, James.
So what? But blacks are. But it's committed by. But it's committed by people, right? Crime doesn't happen by itself. It's committed by people. And black people commit crime disproportionately. And that crime, for short, we call it black crime.
No, see, you're wrong. You're wrong right there.
Yes, no, I'm not true. I'm not wrong. They don't disproportionately commit crime?
No. The tiny amount of black criminals who do crime committed disproportionately.
Right.
But black people in general do not commit crimes more than anybody else. No.
Yes, huh?
That is false, James.
Yes, huh?
Nah.
Yes, huh?
Nah.
Yes,
you're
huh?
Wrong.
I'm not wrong.
I could give you a bunch of stats that prove you're wrong, but you're just going to dismiss it anyway.
But you're not. You're not making any sense, Joe and Phoenix.
It makes perfect sense. You just don't like it.
No, I don't mind it. I don't mind anything that you say, but it just doesn't make any sense. You mind what I say because I am making sense, and you're mad about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You keep telling yourself that. Now, that video of the little girl in Walmart, that is exhibit
So there's
A,
nothing untrue that I've said about blacks. You just brought up a fake example, and then you have to move on. Okay, fine. Well, okay, go ahead about the little girl.
Again, I told you a million times, it can all be summed up with ghetto culture is not black culture, James. That's your biggest lie right there.
I never said ghetto culture was black culture or wasn't black culture. I'm talking about blacks.
You said it. You've said it tacitly a million times.
Tacitly. Tacitly means I didn't say it.
No.
But you read into it that I said it. But you're part of. You're part.
Blacks do this.
Are you part of black culture?
Am I part of black culture? No, I'm an individual.
But you are part of black culture. You're influenced by black culture. You are black.
No, wrong.
You're all
Wrong.
defensive about the blacks. You fall into black thinking. You want me to bring up good instances of black people. You think this black president was a good president, and you have your fake examples of how great the economy supposedly was. You are a black thinking person, and then you make all these excuses about how Obama supported abortion, but oh no, but he didn't, and he supported the gay agenda. Oh no, but he didn't, and all these fake black things. You are black, and you're part of
facts and reality, James. Facts and reality.
Right, I tell you facts and reality, and you don't like it.
I'm telling you facts and reality.
No, you tell me facts and imagination.
No, that's you. Because
where's my imagination?
Because you dismiss the hardcore facts and evidence I give you, especially regarding Obama. And then you say,
that's not hardcore. Nothing you say about Obama is hardcore facts and evidence, man. You cite a bunch of stats, and the stats don't tell me anything about Obama.
They absolutely do.
No, they don't. You're a mess.
See, you're in your imagination. You have no clue.
Because you don't leave me with a clue.
I give you hardcore facts and information that you just dismiss because you don't like it because he's black.
Back at you.
You never give any stats.
Yes, I do.
Sources, James. No, you don't. You do not.
I said blacks commit disproportionate violent crime, and you're like, no, they don't. It's criminals.
I've given you a million stats. I've given you a million stats proving that to be false, and you just.
What did you want to say about the grocery store little girl?
That's Exhibit A as to why fathers are so important, and to my point about black mothers, I guarantee you that little girl's father is not in her life.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. I would guess.
And this is why I'm so hard on black women. Black women, you got to stop procreating with losers, because this is the result, and it's your choice and your choice alone. Again, this whole problem with the ghetto blacks could be solved in one generation if black women made better choices to who they procreate with. Simple, done. That's it. And you'd have nothing to talk about with the blacks. Now, the second video with the women on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't know if the kids were being loud or rambunctious, but it sounds like they weren't. And she just starts saying, telling the kid to shut up. Any decent father would have confronted that woman very strongly and said, you shut up, woman. Don't talk to my kids that way, period.
But why would he get into a fight with her and try to call her racist and dumb stuff like that? Unless he's been on an ego trip.
Well, I didn't hear the whole video. Did you say something racist or no?
Yeah, he called her racist.
No, did you say something like go back to your country or something?
According to some people, she said something like go back to your country. Is that racist to say?
Oh, there you go. Absolutely, because
how is that
American
racist?
From what he said, right?
What?
Because she's judging him based on his skin color alone.
Not alone. His wife has this big old accent, and
was the wife talking?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She was apparently on the plane with him. So you don't know the whole incident, and you're making a judgment ignorantly. Typical.
Yeah, way to flip it around. Yeah. This is a woman who.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who tried to, first of all, interject talking to someone else's kids. You don't do that unless they're out of control. It doesn't sound like they were. Secondly,
you don't know that.
She judged them. Yeah, I admit it. I don't know if the kids were out of control or not. There's no proof one way or the other.
Right.
That being said, go back to your country is absolutely something that racist idiots say when they're looking at the person's skin color.
It's not just skin color, man. And it's not racist, and it's not an idiot thing to say.
It's an idiot thing to say. It's based on skin color, and it's absolutely idiotic thing to say.
But but the woman was clearly a foreigner in how she talks, because I heard her talking on the radio. I heard the woman. I heard the mother. I heard the mother talk on the radio. So she's a foreigner. She was naturalized as an American. Blah blah blah. But that doesn't mean that she's American in her culture. And I don't know what made the family receive the ire of this woman. But for you to pretend like it's such a bad thing, a racist thing to say, go back to your country. That's how Americans used to talk to one another.
and they were stupid then and they're stupid now. I'll give you an example.
That's
I was in an airport once with my wife's aunt. And again, my wife is from a French-speaking country in Europe. And we were speaking French in the airport. And some idiot took offense to that and said, why don't you go back to where you came from? And all it took was one look from me, and he immediately quailed and shut up.
What a mess.
So again, stupid people say stupid things.
Why are you so mad about it? You're so, like, vindictive about it.
Again, all it took is one look. There's no vindictiveness.
Yeah, there's vindictiveness. You're talking vindictiveness towards my callers. You're like, racists are stupid.
Well, that's just empirical data.
That's not empirical data. You have emotions behind it. That's pride. That's your pride.
No emotions
talking.
whatsoever.
Yeah, you're puffed up. Everybody can hear it.
No, that's your imagination again, James. Your imagination. Mm-hmm. You don't like him. Use your own ill logic against you, can you?
No, I'm fine. You're being silly, but it's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Stephen Miller is not your guy.
He is our guy. He's a nationalist. He's pro-America. He doesn't hate white people.
That he is not racist and he rejects racism.
Stephen Miller comes from a liberal family over here in like Santa Monica or somewhere over here. He went to that high school a few years behind me. And he stood alone. He did the Pledge of Allegiance by himself because all the dumb liberals over there. He was from a liberal Jewish family. All the dumb liberals over there wouldn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. He did it by himself. And he did all kinds of things, very patriotic. And he started calling into Larry Elder's show years ago. And he read Guns and Ammo magazine from Wayne LaPierre of NRA, National Rifle Association. And
got no problem with him or Larry Elder.
And that's when he woke up and stopped being a dumb liberal and became a based conservative man and a pro-Trump guy. So he knows what's up.
So we're going to see. I love to hear the excitement in Hayden's voice. It's going to be funny when he sees that you need a 60%, in most cases, 60% majority in Congress to pass a bill, Hayden. That means you need Democrats too. Just because you have a slight majority in the House doesn't mean things are going to go Trump's way always.
I know, and they're raising money in California. They're trying to raise $25 million in California to Trump-proof California with a bunch of evil lawsuits. It's ridiculous, frivolous lawsuits. Yep. Terrible. So that's why. So talk some sense into your friend and mine. Who's that guy who's from Ohio? Ronnie from Ohio, and explain to Ronnie that although Trump had the right policies, he wasn't able to get everything done as quickly because he had people constantly fighting against him and undermining him.
Okay.
Explain that to Ronnie for me, because he doesn't listen to me.
Oh, I don't think Ronnie can really hear you or hear me.
Yeah, true.
But you're correct. You know, that's how government works. Government takes consensus and reaching across the aisle and building teams.
Right.
Trump is not good at that. Trump is very good at campaigning. Clearly, he's won 2 out of 3. But he's not good at governing. And we're going to see that firsthand.
No, I think he did pretty well. He did pretty well. You're claiming that he's not good at governing, but I mean, he's the one man who loves the country. He's the only president in my lifetime, maybe 1 out of 2 presidents who really love the country, because Reagan was probably okay, and sought to do the right thing. And we have a whole rest of the government that's against that for the most part. So he's working alone. He's working alone. He's a one-man thing.
Exactly.
And he's working, but he works with people.
It's so important. No, he doesn't, James.
Yeah, Then how did he keep peace on earth, goodwill towards men during his presidency?
Look at how contentious he was. I mean, like her or hate her, she was in charge of the minority party in Congress, but he hated Pelosi, he hated Chuck Schumer.
Oh, but he worked great with them.
What are you talking about? You call them names,
right?
You insult them at any chance you got.
Yeah, but not every time. Only when it mattered. Only at the right time. He had those two. They were like little children in the Oval Office, I remember. Nancy Pelosi, nervous Nancy, and Chuck
Instead
Schumer.
of trying to work with them, they fought him tooth and nail, and clearly that they hated the guy.
I'm not talking about just them. I'm talking about his own cabinet betrayed him, and the bureaucracy filled with liberals. Isn't it true that the government bureaucracy is filled with far-left liberals?
It depends.
Yes, it is, man. How are you going to say it depends when you look at 95% donations going to Hillary Clinton?
No, that's political. Just because they wanted Hillary doesn't mean they're liberals.
Yeah, you can't be a conservative and want Hillary.
Sure you can.
No. What's conservative about wanting Hillary Clinton?
You claim that I'm not conservative because I voted for Obama twice. Yet I am. Here I am.
Here you are claiming to be conservative and nothing very conservative about you, except a little lip service now and then about fathers.
Yeah, okay. Again, James, you can't name a single thing on a moral basis the way we disagree. Not a single thing.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, how what? Without mentioning Obama. What?
Go back to your country is not this racist thing to say.
And that's not moral.
It used to be a free country.
That's opinion. That has nothing to do with morals. Try again, James.
No, but opinions come from a lack of morals.
Do I support abortion? No. Do I support crime? No. Am I all about hard work and owning your own business and owning your own land? Yes. Am I all about marriage for kids? Yes.
But you're for Obama, who's against all those things.
Wrong.
Yeah.
I mentioned Obama also.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you said without mentioning Obama.
And if you look at how he's lived his life, he got married before kids. By all accounts, he raised two great daughters. Still married to the same woman, not on his third wife, like your guy.
That's why you can't judge based on appearances. You have to see spiritually how evil Obama was spiritually versus how good Trump is spiritually.
You are out of your mind.
How? What?
An adjudicated rapist is not a spiritually good person.
Yes, huh?
How do you
there you go, judging by appearances again.
You mean actual deeds, you mean?
No, you didn't name any deeds. You just named something that some judge claims. That's not a deed.
Okay.
And by the way, deeds don't tell you about the heart, especially deeds from 2005. Alleged deeds from 2005 don't tell you about the heart of the man.
The adjudicated rapist.
Right, that means nothing.
Criminal fraud.
Also means nothing.
James,
you're just telling me a bunch of appearances. You're not telling me about you're not judging with spiritual eyes.
You're one of those guys like Trump himself said. He could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and you still defend him.
Because he would have a good reason for it.
See, he just did.
Is there ever a good time to shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue? Has anybody ever been shot on Fifth Avenue and it was a justified shoot?
Now, how would I know that, James?
I would hazard a guess that somebody's been shot somewhere in New York and it was a justified shooting. And I'm not defending Trump because he's white. I'm defending him because he's right. D. Thomas? Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so again, James, if you look at his first term...
And I disavow shooting unjustifiably, of course. A whole lot of people feel justified.
So. I would hope so.
Oh, come on, you know so. It's not you hope so, you know so.
I don't know about you sometimes.
Well, that's because you're in your imagination. Go ahead, what were you talking about?
You say that he's the right guy, but you can't name, and neither could Big Bump, a single accomplishment from his first term that was wonderful and was great for the country.
Yeah, I can. I can name a bunch of things.
Like what?
He deregulated in general. He deregulated. And that helped a lot, I hear. He told the truth.
You hear?
Yeah, I hear, because I don't know. He told the truth. I watched him with my own eyes and listened with my own ears to an internet video of him telling the truth about the Charlottesville situation. That was a great deed that put the media to shame, put the Democrats and the rhinos to shame, because he told the truth.
That good for the country. That divided the country, James.
That didn't divide the... What, him telling the truth divided the country?
Absolutely. It wasn't the truth. He said that there were good people on both sides.
There were? That's true?
There are no good people carrying torches and trying to support a General Lee statue staying up. No good people do it.
There you go, just judging based on outward appearances.
And so it's an actual
And
act
he wasn't
that
even
happened.
and he wasn't even necessarily referring to those people. You fell for fake news. What's that? He was referring to what?
I said, who was you referring to? I'm asking you.
Oh, he was referring to the people who showed up at the rally, the day rally, not the night rally. I don't know if he commented on the night rally.
How do you know that, James? Did he say that?
He said there were very fine people on both sides of the argument about tearing down the monuments.
What monument was that again, James?
The beautiful American heroes such as General Lee and all these things that Black Lives Matter hate and are tearing down because they hate America and they hate white people.
Nonsense. Black Lives Matter is a garbage organization. We agree on that, but Lee was a garbage, dirtbag human being.
That's your opinion because you judge because you have a hang-up about slavery and crap.
Not just slavery. You don't capture free blacks in the North and send them back to slavery. That's just evil.
It's wartime. I don't know. You can do what you want.
Okay, so now you're making excuses for evil acts. Okay.
What's that?
Now you're making excuses for evil acts. Okay.
I mean, I don't care about your little qualms about General Lee. You're not a fair judge of character.
See? You always dismiss actual facts when they don't agree with your narrative. That's what
No, I'm fine. I don't know whether the truth is, I don't know what the truth is because you don't tend to tell me the real truth.
I tell you the facts and details.
Right, but you don't tell me relevant facts.
Yeah, you're welcome to your opinion.
And so Trump did that. That was great. It was so refreshing to hear him tell the truth about Charlottesville. He told what he felt was the truth about the election shenanigans. And I really although I disavow for the sake of the channel, but I love that he stood by his guns on what he believes. And I think he has cause to believe some of this stuff was shenanigans because there was a clear open anti-Trump cultural attack on him by all of the institutions, including the media and the social media and the post office people, bunch of government lamos, liberals.
James, I asked for policy, not your opinions on nonsense Trump spewed out of his mouth.
He didn't spew nonsense. Policies, deregulation, peace in the Middle East, peace with Russia and North Korea. He was for opening up instead of keeping closed down the China virus. He was for building the wall and remain in Mexico. Remain in Mexico, very good policy. All those things were very good for the country.
He did do remain in Mexico. I will give you that much. Yes, he did do that.
Thank you. And the economy was booming until the overreaction to the China virus. And you want to credit Obama for it? Okay.
Yes, because you can't name a
Mr.
single
Black.
policy. Obama had the Jumpstart Jobs Act.
I told you about deregulation. Some dumb Jobs Act doesn't do anything. Deregulation is what does it. Even better than cutting taxes.
There are countless economists that have said that Trump's deregulation was minimal at best and didn't do anything to help the economy.
Economists are dumb. They're liberals. Don't believe them.
Yeah, you know better, James. You're a person who has no understanding of it.
I don't have to know better. I don't have to know better than to know not to trust eggheads who have an agenda against Trump.
Eggheads, unbelievable.
Because economists economists don't care. They're not affected by real life.
They are data-driven people.
Yeah, exactly. They're not driven by the reality of what's going on in the business world, in the businesses.
The data shows the reality.
Data doesn't show reality.
This is why folks think you're racist, James, when they don't know you very well.
Why? Because they're ignorant. They don't know the data about black crime.
You have an amazing gift to just hand wave away anything that goes against your narrative, and you like discussing the blacks in general ham-fisted terms.
So I'm kind of like the blacks. The blacks don't care about the facts that go against what they like.
You're doing it now.
What? That's how blacks are. I've talked with blacks for a year, like 10 years.
You've talked with blacks for years.
Yeah, 10 years.
As if that's somehow
a quarter of my life I've been talking to you people. I've been talking to you people for like a quarter of my life, and I've listened to you and Jesse Lee and every other black that I know practically hear stuff and then just go on with what they believe.
Sure.
And good for you. Good for you if you're right. Bad for you if you're wrong. Jesse happens to be right when he just steamrolls over your piddly little facts. But you happen to be wrong because you missed the alternative facts that lead you to the truth.
Jesse steamrolls because he's scared, and I've caught him out multiple times, and he knows when to catch him.
Oh, yeah, Jesse's so scared.
He's amazingly scared of me.
I got to run, Joe and Phoenix. We've been talking too long. Nice talking with you.
Yeah, it was good fighting with you today.
All right.
Again.
You too.
All right, bye.
Bye. I'm not sorry either, guys. I'm not sorry. Come at me, Mark. Just kidding. Just kidding. Ronnie in Ohio is on the line over here. Ronnie, thank you for calling and holding, man. What's up?
My brother Hake, what's going on?
Not much, man.
I heard you say something to Joe and say that you said I don't listen to you when you say that Trump had people working against him or something.
Yeah.
Can you repeat it just so I can make sure I heard you correctly?
Yeah, it's like I can't get through to you. Trump basically was working alone, working with people, but working with people who were two-faced. There were people who were working under him who were in the bureaucracy. They're in the executive branch. They're supposed to be helping the president do his policies. But they were undermining his policies.
People that he appointed?
No, some of the people that he couldn't fire. Because you know, hey, you can't just fire everybody at the bureaucracy level. Government workers have these unions and you can't just fire them or whatever. I don't know what the specifics are, but people in like the CIA, the FBI, people in the IRS perhaps, people in even the DHS, people in the Department of Defense, people in the State Department, undermining him.
And you don't think that I know that or I'm aware of that?
You don't seem to be aware of it.
Based on what?
Based on that you expect the wall to have been done in 4 years, for example.
Oh, so I'm wrong for expecting presidents to stay true to their word?
Oh, no, you're not wrong for that. Trump stayed true to his word.
He promised to have a wall built by Mexico, right?
Right.
Did that happen?
It was happening, but Biden put a stop to it.
I'm black and slow. Did that happen?
Yes.
So a wall was built and Mexico paid for it?
I don't know whether Mexico paid for it yet, but a wall was built.
Hold on. Okay, so let's back up. Trump said that he was going to get a wall built on the southern border and Mexico was going to pay for it, right?
Yes, yes.
Did that happen?
Yes.
I think we disagree on the facts because I have not seen a wall on the southern border that was built and paid for that was paid for by Mexico and it was built.
How do you know? How do you know that the Mexicans didn't pay for it?
I said I haven't seen it. I said
oh,
you and
well
I
then
disagree
how are you
on
going
the
to say
facts.
that how are you going to disagree on the facts if you don't know?
So you told me that it happened.
Right.
I haven't seen it.
You don't know,
especially given the fact that the last 4 years.
Do you know that a wall was built?
I don't know that a wall was built.
Well, then you don't know anything. See, you're ignorant and you want to just kind of cover your ears and cover your eyes and sing la la la. I don't see it.
So if the wall was built, why do we still have a problem at the southern border?
Because it wasn't completed. And we have a policy that is for open borders, allowing them in like crazy. We overturned Remain in Mexico, for example. Not we, but Biden. Obama, part 3.
Hold on, the wall was not completed?
Right.
So how can we say the wall was built if it wasn't completed, James?
Because the wall was built and it wasn't completed.
That makes zero sense.
There's a lot of wall that's built. It just wasn't completed.
That makes zero sense to say that something was built, but it wasn't completed.
Yes, it makes a lot of sense.
That makes zero sense, Hake.
You're just mad. You just don't want to admit that it makes a lot of sense.
I strongly disagree. Anger doesn't live in me, so I can't be mad.
Okay, well, you're being stubborn.
But
you're being stubborn, obstinate.
I I would say you're the one that's being stubborn if you're telling me that a wall was built, but it wasn't completed.
That's not stubbornness. That's the reality of the situation. Did you see Biden stop construction of the wall? Did you see that at least?
Yes.
Okay, then a wall was being built. It was built. Much wall was built, but it wasn't completed because he stopped it. So that's just the facts, Ronnie.
So when Trump said he was going to get a wall built and Mexico was going to pay for it, he meant that it was going to be partially built?
He meant that it was going to be all the way built.
Okay, so then we're in agreement that Trump did not live up to his word.
Yes, he did live up to his word.
He did. No, he didn't.
Did he say, Ronnie? Did he say, Ronnie? I am interrupting you. Ronnie. Did he say it was going to be built in 4 years?
Go ahead. You interrupted me. Finish your point.
I asked you a
question. You should be able to make your point without asking me a question.
I interrupted you in order to ask you a question.
Make your point.
You don't want to. See, you are being stubborn.
I'm asking you to make your point.
He didn't say that it was going to be done in 4 years.
Oh, so Trump said he needed 8 years to get the wall built?
I don't know. I don't know what he said. Did he say it was going to be done in 4 years? Can you acknowledge that he didn't say he was going to get it done in 4 years?
Sure. I can't give you a quote or a day where Trump said, I will build the wall. Hold on, James.
He was living up to his word.
James, chill.
No. You answered my question. That's all I asked. That's all I asked. You answered my question. Thank you.
Hold on. I didn't. I didn't answer your question.
Yeah, my question was, did he say he was going to get it done in 4 years? And you say, I don't think he did.
I can't give you any video of Trump saying that it'll be done in 4 years. That does not mean that that's not what he promised, and that doesn't mean that that's not what people thought when they went to vote for him in 2016.
I never thought that. I don't know why you would think that. Did you vote for him in 2016?
You didn't irrelevant question. You didn't think that Trump was going to build.
No, it is a relevant question.
You didn't think that Trump was going to build the wall in 4 years? You thought it was going to take him a full 8?
No, I don't know. I didn't really think about the timeline. I didn't care. The wall wasn't the reason why I voted for him. Did you vote for him?
Irrelevant.
You don't want to answer that? How come blacks all of a sudden don't want to answer these questions?
I like asking relevant questions to stay on topic. Because
no, this is relevant because it's relevant to me.
What you like to do is go down rabbit holes.
Nuh-uh.
Okay, so ask your second question. If whether or not I voted for Trump, it doesn't matter because he was president from 2016 to 2020.
Did you vote for him, though?
Why does that matter? Why does that matter?
It matters as to your mindset towards him.
I respect the office of the presidency, no matter who's in it, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican. So that doesn't have any bearing on me.
Do you respect Trump?
Yes, I respect Donald Trump.
Nice. Did you vote for him?
Why?
Why?
Yes, I'm asking why. Does that matter?
Because it's an interesting question.
I think it's an irrelevant question.
How is it irrelevant?
Because it doesn't change anything, whether I voted for him or I voted for Harambe.
You didn't vote for Harambe.
It doesn't matter who I voted for, so that's why I'm trying to ask why
I just want to get to know
that goofy question.
I'm curious what drives Ronnie. You've been calling my show and Jesse's show for years, and there's different things that you've been stubborn on, different things that you've been open on and realized. And so I was just curious whether you voted for Trump. I'm getting the feeling that you didn't vote for him at all, never did, never will. You got some blind spot against him or something.
You said you have a curiosity as to what drives me when it comes to voting for the president?
No, just in general. Towards your mindset.
Then I don't, if you're trying to get a sense of what goes on in my mindset and what drives that, you're going to have to ask different questions as opposed to just who I voted for.
But it tells you something.
Who I voted for doesn't encapsulate what drives me.
It does tell you something about a person who they voted for, at least the person's mindset at that time when they voted or didn't vote or whatever.
I disagree. I think think whether that person chooses between one of two terrible choices doesn't really tell you anything about that person.
See, now you're calling it a terrible choice to vote for Trump.
No,
Trump is a great
no.
choice.
That's not what I said. Hey,
okay.
I said just drawing a conclusion based on which of two terrible choices that a person makes does not tell you much about that person.
Right, but Trump was a great choice. So
we can agree to disagree. I don't think the United States. Well, first of all, it's subjective, so you can have your opinion, and I can have a different one.
He's objectively a great choice. Only.
You can have your.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lord, you can. Yeah, I'm like, you can have your opinion, and I can have mine. I don't think that America has presented us with great choices in any of the presidential elections recently. It's been a while since I had to make a tough decision between two good candidates. It's usually been two terrible candidates at the top of the ticket. I'm
with you on that. Bush wasn't great. Romney wasn't great. Obama was pure evil. McCain wasn't great. W and H.W. Bushes were not great. Clinton was awful. Dukakis was terrible. I heard Reagan was good.
My point is
did
to
you
try
vote
to
for
figure
Obama?
out to figure out what drives somebody. Irrelevant question. To
No,
figure out
come
what
on.
drives somebody.
Yeah.
It is an irrelevant question.
That's
but
not
if you
irrelevant.
want to figure out what drives
How about
somebody.
what's your take on Obama now?
Obama's one of the best presidents we ever had.
Oh, see, this does tell me something about your mindset. How so? How so? Go ahead. Explain.
Okay, so Trump had people working against him for 4 years. Obama dealt with that for at least 6.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. They were cowards.
When he came in, you can literally this is data you can pull up. I won't argue with you about things that are factually true.
So what did Obama do that was great?
Wait a minute. You said Trump had people working against him, but
no,
Obama
you
did
said
not.
Obama was the greatest president. I don't care about Obama.
I did not say Obama was the greatest president.
He was one of the
I'm
greatest.
getting ready to hang up. If you're going to keep mischaracterizing what I say, I might just go ahead and disconnect.
You're going to run away just because I'm trying to get you to answer my question about why you say Obama was so great?
I would rather have an honest conversation rooted in good faith as opposed to one where you're just trying to push me in one direction or put me in a box that I'm not in.
Answer my
question. I
question
didn't say
about
Obama was our greatest president.
Well, whatever you said. I don't remember what you said. It was ridiculous, though. It was almost as shocking as calling him our greatest president. Go ahead.
So the phrase "our greatest president" only comes from you, and it refers to Trump, and it's not even rooted in fact.
Yes, it is. It's rooted in reality.
It's rooted in emotion.
Nuh-uh.
It's rooted in emotion.
No, you're judging me. You don't know that.
I do know that. It's rooted in emotion.
You don't know that.
Joe asked you to give him one good policy, and you didn't do it.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
I gave you 30 minutes.
I gave him 3 policies at least. You see, now you're being either dishonest or you just weren't listening. You don't listen when I talk.
If you named them, it might have been when I was talking to the screener to let him know why I was calling in.
Yeah, it might have been. But I rattled a few off right off the bat. But tell me why you thought Obama was so great.
So when Obama came in, I believe unemployment was at like 11%. When he left, it was at 5.5%. He literally cut it in half. There were 75 straight months of added jobs while Obama was president, and that streak stopped once he left office and Trump took over.
You think that the jobs situation under Obama got better because of Obama? First of all, you think it got better, and second of all, you think it got better because of Obama?
Obama was president when he walked in to office.
No. Answer my question. I already heard you.
I'm answering your question.
No, you're repeating what you already said. You think that?
Well, it seems like you didn't understand it.
You think the job situation got? No, it was not simple. You made
if unemployment went from 11% to 5.5%, and there were 75 straight months of added jobs, then yes, jobs got better.
Are you aware? Okay, so yes, you think jobs got better, according to cherry-picked numbers that aren't even rooted in reality.
Not cherry-picked. These are real numbers.
They're not real numbers. And then two, you think it's to Obama's credit that those jobs supposedly got better.
Whether you want to give him credit or not, he was president when it happened. So
how does that make him a great president if you don't want to give him credit for it?
I said if you want to give him credit for it or not.
No, but
he was president when it happened.
You give him credit for it.
He was president when it happened.
Right.
Why wouldn't I give him credit?
Because there's a lot of stuff that happens regardless of whether who the president is and the policies.
Some things.
Yeah, including jobs.
But unemployment and the numbers. So Obama was president for 8 straight years.
Are you
it wasn't
aware?
4 years and then.
Are you aware that
you interrupted me again? Go ahead.
Are you aware that those numbers are cooked? Cooked the books. They cooked the books on the jobs numbers.
I took those numbers from the same source that Trump will quote his numbers from. So if I'm being wrong and going in that bucket, then you tell me where I should be getting my unemployment numbers from.
Are you aware that they cooked the books on those numbers?
No, I'm not aware because I use the same numbers that Trump gave.
I don't know if you're telling me the truth about that. you might just make that claim.
I respect Trump enough to not give me a fake news source. So
are you aware that the labor force participation rate was way down under Obama? They stopped looking for jobs, so they just stopped counting those people as unemployed?
I know that there were some people that count unemployment numbers, and some people use the
labor force participation rate went down under Obama, big time.
Right, I understand that.
Yeah. And so you can't make the claim that he was good for the jobs?
I can make the claim, and I did make the claim.
You didn't even make a connection on how he was good for the jobs, really.
What?
You just said, "Oh, he was president when it happened." That's not real credit. Labor force participation rate was way low. It was the slowest economic recovery from a recession ever, they said. So there's a whole lot of people.
How many recoveries have we had from recessions?
I don't know. But we had one in the 80s when we did very well under Reagan, and we did supposedly better after the Great Depression and all that stuff. What's that?
I said until the stock market crashed.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Drugs flooded the streets while Reagan was in office.
So you hadn't heard of the labor force participation rate?
I had.
And
I asked you what your point was when you said that. You said this already. You said labor force participation was down.
Right.
What's your point about that?
Because that means that the jobs numbers weren't really that great. And there were a lot of people doing part-time jobs. They were with Obamacare. They went from full-time to part-time because the employers didn't want to have to pay for their health care because they were full-time.
And that's Obama's fault.
Yeah, it's Obama's fault, right? Yeah, of course it is.
You told me employers did something and you're blaming it on Obama.
They did it in response to
Obama. So I get it. So if something's bad, hold on, let me get this in. So if something's bad, you blame Obama. If something's good, you don't give Obama credit.
Can I explain?
Your scales are not fair and right and just. That's what drives me. If you want to know what drives me, it's things being right and fair and just, and you don't do that when you analyze things.
So you think that it's unjust for me to blame Obama for Obamacare encouraging employers to cut hours to part-time? Do you follow that?
Restate your question again.
Obamacare made it so that employers had to go part-time on many of their employees because they couldn't afford to give their employees the so-called health care coverage. They had to cut hours in response to Obamacare. And that's directly because of Obama and the people who passed Obamacare.
Obamacare was passed in 2009, correct?
Right, yep.
It's still the law of the land, correct?
Right, so-called.
Okay, so if it was such a terrible law, why did Congress pass it? Why did the president sign? Hold on, let me get my question now. Hey, good Lord.
You're dodging the point.
Hold on.
You're dodging the point.
I walk with you all the time.
No, you don't.
And
no, you don't. You jump around.
I walk down every rabbit hole with you, and I'll let you get your...
Why are you jumping around then?
This is like the 19th time you interrupting me while I'm trying to make a point.
Because you're jumping away from the point.
No, you said Obamacare.
You made a claim that I don't weigh with just measures. You said that I don't weigh with just measures when I just explained to you how Obamacare made the people change the job situation.
And if Obamacare was so bad,
are you aware that happened?
Oh my gosh!
Are you aware that happened?
I'm not in government. I don't control the judicial branch, the executive, or the legislative.
I'm not asking you that.
Obamacare has been the law of the land for 15 years. No president has overturned it. Congress has not given us anything different, and the Supreme Court has not ruled it unconstitutional. If it was that bad, why have neither of the three branches acted on it?
They all tried to act on it.
You said tried. Trump came in and saying he was going to repeal and replace it. He had 4 years.
Let's
not
go
only
back,
did he not complete the wall, he didn't complete the repeal and replacement of Obamacare either.
Because lame, evil traitor McCain put the thumbs down on it. He was the deciding vote.
That's one senator out of 100.
He was the deciding vote.
You can't blame it on one senator out of 100 senators and 435 Congress people, 9 Supreme Court members, and 1 president.
He was the deciding vote. So now let's go back to the fact.
It was 99
let's
other
go back
senators.
To the,
you can't blame it on one.
Let's
he
go
wasn't
back to
the only
fact,
one that turned it down.
Let's go back to the fact that
Obamacare is still the law of the land because it works.
Why are you being so immature, Ronnie?
I'm not. You tried to paint Obamacare as something bad for employment, and I'm telling you that employment under Obama was cut in half. And if Obamacare was so terrible, it would have been repealed and replaced by now.
Are you aware that? Are you aware that they cut hours on people?
I am aware that employers that's not the executive branch, that's not the judicial branch, that's not the legislative branch. That's the private sector.
Do you realize that the private sector is Are you aware that the private sector is affected by the government laws and regulations?
I am.
Then why are you being obstinate?
If government is not repealed and replaced, government, the federal government in particular, if they have not repealed it and replaced it, there must be something about it that works.
That's dumb. That's a dumb statement. You know what else? You know what else is the government does? The government keeps the borders open. They keep DACA in place, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. They do all kinds of things. They're doing it, so there must be something good about it. That's a dumb statement.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's apples to oranges. I'm talking about specifically.
It's all the same thing.
I'm talking specifically Obamacare and our healthcare system.
Right.
I'm not talking about illegal immigration. We've had conversations about illegal immigration.
And you're ignorant on that too.
I'm not ignorant.
Yes,
I told
you are.
You that Texas and New Mexico and Arizona need to use their National Guard to defend the border. And red states like Ohio and Kentucky need to send members of their National Guard down to defend the border. You don't need the national government, the federal government, to do that.
What was one good thing that Biden did that Obama did for the economy, since you think that he did the economy so well? What did he do that was good?
Okay, so you called it the slowest recovery from a recession? Is that what you called it?
That's what I heard the people on the radio saying all the time.
The operative word in that is recovery.
So what did he do, though? What did he do? What was his policy that made the economy do so good?
We recovered.
According to you.
Not according to me. You said it earlier, and I repeated it.
We recovered.
And it's a true statement.
What did Obama do?
Obama walked into a messy White House, and he left it clean and beautiful for Trump to walk in. That's what he did.
That's worse than me. See,
you don't remember how bad 2008 was? You must not remember how bad 2008 was.
It wasn't that bad.
That must be what it is.
It wasn't that bad. What did he do? You didn't name one thing.
2008 wasn't that bad.
What did he do? You haven't named one thing. You're worse than me.
Oh, God.
I named deregulation.
2008 might have been worse year than 2020, maybe.
Remember when Joe asked me, name one policy that Trump did that was good for the country? I'm asking you, name one policy that Obama did that was good for the country.
Obamacare. It gave 20 million people coverage who otherwise would have been denied for pre-existing conditions.
And so you support socialism?
So hold on. You asked me to name one.
Right.
I just named one. Now what?
That's not a good policy at all.
It's not good.
Nope.
It's not a good policy to give 20 million people medical coverage that otherwise would not have had it.
Not at all.
Then we disagree. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing to keep people from going. I think it's a good thing to keep people from going into medical debt.
That's socialism.
It's not socialism.
Yes, it is. The government meddling in these industries. And also, by the way, Obamacare forced people forced employers to cover so-called birth control, which is evil. It supported Planned Parenthood, I think. It supported all kinds of evil things, the LGBT agenda. Obamacare was not good.
Don't say support it. It is still the law of the land. Trump was in office for 4 years and did not repeal or replace it.
Well,
so
he
if it
repealed
was that
some of
bad,
it.
It would have been the Great White Hope would have gotten rid of it if it was that bad, right?
Right. And he tried, and he sought to.
But he didn't.
But you're just ignoring all the bad things I pointed out about Obamacare.
Gosh, I'm telling you that even though it's not perfect, and even though it doesn't make James Hake happy,
not perfect. It's socialism. Why should I pay for
if it was social? Okay, so then why did Donald Trump allow such a socialist policy to remain the law of the land? Why did he do that if it's so socialist?
Because the Republicans in Congress couldn't get it to him. He's one man, Ronnie in Ohio. You're ignorant.
I know he's one man.
You named one of the worst things Obama did.
So let me ask you this question.
I tried to get you to get
Obama. Hold on. Is Obama more than one man, or is he also only one man?
He's not even a man. He's one person. He's one beta.
He's one person, and Trump is one person.
Right.
So for your scales, which I said your scales that you use they're not fair, they're not right, they're not just.
You didn't give me one example of that. You didn't give me one example.
I just gave you one.
No,
it's okay for Obama to. It's bad for Obama to pass a law, but it's not bad for Trump to leave it in effect. That's dumb.
That doesn't make sense. Trump couldn't. I just explained to you that Trump couldn't get rid of that.
All those deregulations Trump did.
Yes.
Part of which gave us COVID.
You don't know that. Now you're just saying that. You just made that up. You made that up, man. Which deregulation gave us COVID, man? What the heck? You're just saying anything.
I'm not. This is stuff you can look up.
No, I'm not looking that up.
This is stuff you can look up.
No, you're just spouting off.
I didn't say you need to. If you really want to know, if you truly honestly
I don't care
curious,
because that's not true.
Cool, I don't care. It's true, but I don't really care either.
No, it's not. You're the only person I've ever heard say this.
He said for every one new regulation, 3 of them got to go.
I think it was 2, but
did I make that up?
No, you didn't make that up. Right.
Right. Okay. Part of his deregulations that he did gave us COVID.
How so?
You can look it up. I'm not going down that rabbit hole with you. I'm telling you that it exists.
That's a conspiracy theory. That's pretty fringe statement. Can you at least can you remember where you heard that?
No.
I don't blame you.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Yeah, but you believe it.
Yeah, I believe it.
Wow. Well, okay.
If you want me to give you the actual source, you would need to give me time, and I would have to look it up and actually email it to you. But even then, that would be a waste of my time.
It definitely
after you
would.
read it,
Yeah.
your scales won't change. They will still remain unfair, unjust, and not right.
So is your accusation, man. That doesn't make any sense, though.
My accusation doesn't make sense?
Yeah, your accusation doesn't make sense.
You think that your scales are fair, right, and just?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm telling you that they're not. If somebody's a Republican and they're straight white man and they're alpha in your eyes, they can do no wrong. But if they're black, if they're liberal, if they're leftist, if they're socialist, if they disagree with you in any way, then your scales are not, they're no longer right, fair, and just.
Everything you just said is a lie. You're just projecting.
Not true.
You're projecting on me.
Not true.
Yeah, it's true.
Your show shows it.
Uh-uh.
Yes, it does.
I've criticized Trump on wrong things that he did a lot.
You said Trump had people working against him, and you use that as an excuse to justify his failed promises. But when it comes to Obama, who had similar opposition, if not worse opposition,
not nowhere near the opposition.
Congress denied him budget meetings. Did Trump deal with that?
Are you aware that Obama had the whole deep state with him?
I just asked you a question.
I gotta run,
Congress
Ronnie.
Congress denied Obama budget meetings. Trump didn't deal with that.
I don't know or care about the budget meetings. Trump had the whole executive branch against him. Obama had a bunch of liberals with him in the executive branch.
That's an example of your scales not being just.
No, that's an accurate statement.
If it's tipped in the favor of your opposition, you don't care about it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know or care about budget meetings. How is that important?
If you don't think that a
I
president's
gotta run,
meeting
Ronnie.
with Congress
I gotta run.
for their budget, I know you do.
Yeah, take care. What a mess. Sorry. Went too long. Oh, man. Okay. I got to get to some super chats. My goodness. These blacks. Shout out. He's as bad as, Ronnie is as bad as Joe from Phoenix. You just hate Obama because he's black. Ronnie from Ohio thinks Obamacare was good? I don't understand how you can think that and not be a socialist. But a lot of blacks do have that socialist thinking, including black supposed conservatives. Okay, I think it was, yeah. Okay, so Kelly said, so disgusting I can hardly type. If I were there, I would have promptly grabbed that kid and put her in a physical timeout. And if that female enabler, would have caused further interference, I would have put her in timeout too, says Kelly. Who cares what she's going through? Parents need to learn how to physically subdue their children, how to subdue their children, actually and physically subdue their children without hurting them until they submit. You just got to grab them from behind, sit them on the floor and wrap your legs around theirs, use a soothing voice on them, and keep out the way of their head banging into your face. Well, I put into your face. Again, I say disgusting. All this little girl needs is a firm hand to tame her. Oh, these idiots are just afraid, says Kelly. Yeah, what a mess. What a mess. Popcorn's thump keg, Joe to Hake. There's no such thing as black crime, it's just crime. Hake to Joe, you're just being picky with words. Everyone knows what they mean what I mean when I say black crime. Also, Hake, when the people use the term gun crime, there's no such thing as gun crime. It's crime. Knowing fully well what people mean by gun crime. Now who's hung up on words? I'm hung up on words because they're trying to blame the gun, Popcorn's thump keg. When you're supposed to blame the people. Blacks are people. Newsflash, Popcorn's thump keg. Blacks are people. Guns are not people. Blacks are people, many of whom, disproportionate number of whom, commit crime. Guns stop more crime than they commit. People using the guns. Did you know that according to some statistic that I heard on the radio one time, more crimes are stopped with guns than are committed? At least in America. That's what I heard. A good guy with a gun. The way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. So when they're saying gun crime, they're using communism. And they're trying to go after people who support gun ownership. The Second Amendment people. The NRA, the National Rifle Association. A rhino organization, by the way. Establishment rhino organization. And so you're going to blame the rhino Republican establishment organization, of which I'm a part. I support them. I support rhinos, did you know? I'm a lifetime member of the NRA. And never have I, nor any NRA member that I know of, committed any mass shooting. You might look into that and find, oh, actually there was an NRA member who committed mass shooting. Oh, some guy at a gun shooting range shot himself in the foot or shot somebody else. Or, oh, some PTSD guy shot up, who's that guy, the American sniper? Chris Kyle. Chris Kyle is the one who got killed, right? By his friend, PTSD friend. But I think it might have been drug-related, maybe. Meaning he was on the PTSD medicine and he got off, and that's when you go crazy, when you get off that medicine. Like the liberal kids, when they're on that medication, and then they get off the medication, and then they start listening to the voices and can't deal with reality, and they flip out and shoot up the schools. So that's a subversion thing to blame the guns, whereas black crime is dealing with the black culture. Black culture is filled with black women raising black children to be angry. Just as Joe from Phoenix talking out of both sides of his mouth with his forked tongue. I forgot to get my snake pipet out the whole time. Hake, a base rhino neocon Zionist Christian. When we're talking about black crime, we're just pointing out that black culture is pro-crime. That's ghetto culture, Hake. Okay, yes, ghetto culture. But there's also black excuse, edumamificated mama spirit culture that also enables the ghetto culture by blaming the whites for pointing out what the blacks are doing when it has nothing to do with the whites, just the blacks. Anyway, thank you, Popcorn Stump Cake. But yeah, I know, I did think of that. I almost brought it up, Popcorn Stump Cake. No such thing as gun crime. It's just violent crime or black crime. Much of the gun crime stuff is black crime. You know, the mass shootings, disproportionately black, actually. Shout out. And I'm not saying black crime to deceive or to bash the blacks. I love the blacks if I love anybody. And that's a big if. Thank you, Popcorn Stump Cake, and thank you, Ronnie, pretty interesting, and thank you, Joe from Phoenix. And pardon me, I have to say pardon me to, if you're still listening, Gal, Caroline from New York. I keep these people on too long. They're not as smart as they think, and yet they talk like they think they're so smart and objective. But hey, we got to check ourselves. Popcorn Stump Cake bought another coffee. The whole point of it's not about skin color is a gotcha that provides cover for racists. When people say that racists hate people because of the color of their skin, that's incorrect. That's right. Obviously, no one goes, ooh, black skin, the horror. Some people are like a little grossed out by it, but that's just because they're not used to it. I mean, they're used to this or whatever. You, Hake, latch on to that and say no one hates other people because of skin color. Exactly, thank you. I agree, but that's not the point. You have a generalized disdain for a race of people. You're racist. No. The reason isn't important. Yeah, the reason is important, though. Somewhat. You see someone of a different race whom you've never met and instantly have a judgment about them that you wouldn't have if it were a different race. You're a racist. That's you guys towards me. Because I talk, like Ronnie from Ohio thinks that I judge Obama because he's black and liberal and socialist, and not fair to him. I'm quite fair to Obama. He's effeminate, nasty person, malicious, but they can't see that. But anyway, if you see someone of different races. Or you can call it racial prejudice. No, man. I mean, you can call it that, but you keep bringing up morals. You know what Jesse said about people with morals? Right, they're fake. That's true. That's why the whites keep on losing, because the whites have morals, and the blacks have a false sense of morals, and the whites judge the blacks for that, and the blacks judge the whites for with the blacks' false sense of morals. And so the two moral people judging one another. That's why I think that you might not think that I'm that Christian, and I don't think that you're that Christian, and meanwhile we're two Christians judging each other. Popcorn Stump Cake, interesting, huh? Gross, David. No, I'm not thinking that. I really don't buy into the Obama is LGBT thing. He's for it. He's very pro that. I don't know what he did in college. I know that people in college are degenerate, and he was very friendly toward the degenerate people and for them, pushing that agenda like crazy with Obamacare and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah, thank you, Popcorn Stump Cake. Thank you. Exactly. So stop saying because of the color of their skin. It's because of a judgment and because of the reputation that all too many blacks have established for themselves, and you don't want to acknowledge that. Have some understanding for us whites. Popcorn Stump Cake. We have understanding for you sometimes, maybe, if there's any decency in us. And if we don't, you still be decent. Not a victim bought a coffee for you and I. Is that a snake hiss? It's a coffee for you and me. Do you identify more as a silly Billy, goat, or a silly goose, goose? I forgot that goats, I don't think of goats as being silly. I like the goats. And it's not just because it's a acronym or whatever for greatest of all time, because I don't like that thing. But I like goat because it seems more manly, and goose is sort of silly and effeminate. So I'll go with goat. Billy Goat. I love hearing the goats in the background. At the when Joe from Phoenix calls. That's why I keep him on so long. Thank you, guys. There was one from Linya and Chin about, Jesse, we are not an endangered species. Google asserts we are 1.2 billion in the world, we blacks. That is 14.65% of the world. We are overpopulated in relation to our ability to be useful to ourselves and the world at large. Mama just told us we are special. We black, says Lin Chen. Lord Goodhair, is it true racism? Oh, it is true, quote unquote, racism makes no sense. It is a mislabeling of common sense as a crime. Sister Joe is right, but from the wrong angle. She, meaning Joe, he's calling him a she, thinks it is real, but we know it is a lie about other people's freedom of association / expression. Indeed. Indeed. Goats have the craziest eyes. They're awesome. But thank you, sir. Let me double check. Oh, man, I forgot to turn on my... Forgot to go to... Well, I am on my Rumble over here. What's up, guys? T-Flying Monkey, Age of Inversion, Nanook, FAS. Hopefully that's not something bad. Thank you, guys. Crichton Herndon. All this time, Crichton, and I may be butchering your name. All of this time I've been calling your name Hendren, but it's not, it's Herndon. Pardon me if I'm doxing you. Age of Inversion. What's up, man? Nanook, I already said hi. Good to see you guys. Wall 0822A. And over on the D Live crew, Aries 1 with a diamond. Thank you. Dolphin Spirit 22 with a lemon. A waste of money. What's Lin Yun Sin saying waste of money for? Dang, typo killed that super. I mean, there was one that said it, and I saw that it said OT. I'm like, OT, overtime? Oh, no, he means it. Fuzzy Frankenbeans. Thank you for the 3 lemons. Hey, Bethany. What's up, the ghost of Professor something? Let me see. Ron. What's up, Clovera? Saber shoots. Wootits kills. I'm looking at all the different platforms. Hey, that SOB. Oops, I mean, don't say that, kids. That sob. That sobs. Over on Azzmador says, Azzmador would keep Joe in check. Indeed, Azzmador said Hake needs a live fact-checker crew to deal with the stuff going on in the world. Meaning Joe from Phoenix. Because he'll say stuff that's just not true. He will. And it's... And honestly, I don't know if he is knowingly doing stuff, but it seemed like, for example, Ronnie in Ohio. It seemed like Ronnie in Ohio has jumped to a conclusion about me and Trump and Obama. And maybe it's like a leftover judgment from back when he had anger. He no longer has anger, he says. And that's his business anyway. It's not our business, whether he does or not, honestly. Mind your own business, you know? But those guys, so I don't know if they're intentionally dishonest and knowingly dishonest or just puffed up on pride and saying stuff. Hake, you should play that Azzmador and John from Kentucky. Rest in peace to Azzmador. You know he died. Coming up in like a week was Azzmador's 57th birthday last year, and he would have been 58 this year, but he didn't make it. He went straight to eternity. He went from 57 to infinity years old. Hopefully, you know. Hopefully he's looking down from heaven. He really loved JLP and agreed with Jesse Lee about the anger thing, you know. So shout out to Azzmador. Merry Christmas, everybody. Ronnie in Ohio, try not to be so exasperating. You know, the Bible says, fathers, do not exasperate your children. That little girl was exasperated. You know, she was exasperated. Man, oh man, William in California, I'll get to you first thing. Justin in California, long time. Wanted to talk about Jesus revealed in Ever book. Not sure what you're saying, but I'd love to talk with you, man. Every book of the Bible, maybe. Hey, interesting. I'll have to get to you guys another day. Hopefully there is another day, you know. Joel Friday TV is coming up. I have to set things up to go. And shout out to the haters in the chat. Hake, can you play the girly rap song? I'm sorry about your friend, says Terry. Nice, thank you. I wanted to play Nichole and the Dreamcatchers. Nichole. Oops, I'm typing that. I need to type in Joel Friday TV. Let him without sin cast the first stone. Yeah. So I don't mean to exasperate you, Ronnie and Ohio. I'm just trying to keep you on point, and you know I'm the boss of the show. You got to listen. You got to listen to me sometimes. You got to pipe down when I'm talking, and then I'll sometimes try to pipe down when you're talking. So hopefully this plays. I think it will. Yeah, Joel Friday TV is coming up next. That little girl was exasperated. And I think I have a theory that when the Bible says fathers don't exasperate your children, I think it meant it's Huntington's Wednesday. No, it's going to be Nichole and the Dreamcatchers, Nichole. I think that means mothers don't exasperate your children too, you know? Mothers, don't exasperate your children. Fathers, meaning fathers and mothers. Peace in the Middle East, guys. This is a short song, so we have time, but let's enjoy it.
Santa, Santa, why don't you sit on my lap? We can go to your house and spend all day thinking about the gifts that I've given you will give. I don't care what anyone thinks if I'm even with you. We're laughing in the background, looking at all the presents.
Merry Christmas, guys. Adios. Take care. Bye.